Power, peace, purpose. Rabbi G from Kids Kicking Cancer. When you look at the world, it's be hard to imagine how to measure the entire planet. Can a 17-year-old in a wheelchair actually measure the globe? Well, I'll tell you about a young man who did. See, I was flying from Wisconsin to Baltimore to visit Shachar Weisberg. Shachar at the time had been confined to a wheelchair after unsuccessful surgeries to remove the tumors of a neurofibromatosis. He had a life that was extraordinarily challenged, multiple surgeries, and had escaped death at that point many times. But it left him incapable to move most of his body. And when I sat down with him, I told him what I thought was an amazing story. See, I had traveled and sat next to a professor from the University of Wisconsin. And this gentleman and I engaged in a discussion about epigenetics and histone molecules and some really cool stuff, and got me to talk about God, and he wasn't so in favor of the concept. And we went back and forth, but by the end of that plane trip, we were singing the PS 95 school song together because he grew up 2 houses away from me. And so when I sat with Shachar, and I looked straight face to face with Shachar, and he could barely lift up his head, I said to him, it's a small world, and I'm starting to tell him the story, and he stops to me and he says, no, you're making a mistake. It's a very large world, but it's elegantly managed. And I had to take a breath. Because with all of the things that this young man went through, and he felt that the world was elegantly managed, his words, I had to say to myself, wow, this child could barely move his neck. Yet he had the wisdom of the sages to know that all the things he had confronted in a life, and it was a short life, that was so troubled, filled with pain, having the inability to take care of his basic needs by himself, the indignities that he faced, and yet he saw the hand of God in everything that happened in his life, and he referred to it as elegant. Shachar shared with me the theme of power, peace, purpose. He focused on breathing in his light. He could bring himself, even in the midst of a tortured body, to a place of peace. But his purpose, and that purpose is infinite and forever, was to teach the world, no matter who you are or what you are. We can look at life and be upset about myriad issues, most of them not comparable to the life that Shachar had to face. We can be challenged by everyday experiences. Or we can see that it's not a small world, it's a very large world. But the management is present, inside, with, around every single one of us. That gives us the opportunity to respond to the darkness of our lives by breathing in the light, creating that inner peace, and teaching the world. Shachar and all of the children of Kids Kicking Cancer teach us that every single day. No matter what you face in your lives, you can breathe in the light and blow out the darkness. And when you do that, you let Shachar and all of the children around the world, some of them here, some of them otherworldly, that they had purpose in the moments of their lives. All of our lives are an amalgam of moments and days and weeks and years, and if we're lucky, decades and more. But every moment is your purpose to respond to the elegance of a planet that challenges us with darkness to give us the opportunities of finding light. And that, my friends, is power, peace, purpose. Be well.